ora tātou. Good evening once again, everybody, and welcome to what is a fantastic night, I think, for both the community sector and for government. It is my very real pleasure to introduce the Prime Minister, the Right Honourable John Key.
Kia ora tātou, tēnei ake mihi moti ka wanatanga ngā hera, kia ora hui tātou katoa. So it's great to be here and see so many of you on this evening for the signing of the Relationship Accord. This accord reflects a commitment between our communities and central and local government as we strive to work together to make New Zealand a better country and a better place. Working together, as you all know, is very important. I firmly believe in collaboration across government, community organisations, the private sector and all New Zealanders. And that's what's going to help us if we want to build the future that all New Zealanders deserve and should have. The Accord is a platform on which we will encourage future collaboration. I think that's one of the things that's very exciting about it. It states some very clear core principles of how government agencies and communities should work together. It talks first and foremost about respect for the Treaty of Waitangi. It talks of collective responsibilities to hear and respond to the voices of all, and an undertaking to act in good faith and to build trust and mutual respect. And I think they are all principles that are vitally important. And I think this accord shows our commitment to building strong relationships with all New Zealand communities. That commitment needs to be reflected in all the work that we do, both across central and local government. Government agencies present tonight will have the opportunity to join the government in being signatories to the Accord. Then the Accord will be available online and at regional events for signing by community organisations and individuals. So I do hope that everyone this evening and then later on when it goes out into the communities that people will join in signing the Accord.
Kia hui tātou katoa. Tautoko e mi i te pō nei, e te premier tēnā koe. Te minita, taria tūria tēnā koe, hekea tēnā koe, tēnā korua. O ngā member o te whare parawate, tēnā koutou. Tēnā koutou. O ngā whānau katoa, o ngā hapori o Aotearoa. Nō reira tēnā koutou. Tēnā koutou kia hui tātou. Kia Tūtahi standing together. There's a relationship accord between communities of Aotearoa New Zealand and the New Zealand government that provides a platform on which to strengthen the relationships between communities and government. We need to work together to tackle the issues that face our society. The Accord has a vision of communities and government working together for a fair, inclusive and flourishing society. The success of the Accord will depend on how we actually put the principles into practice. Ka pai to have this paper and have the lovely words, but we need your support, government officials, whānau in the community, to put the principles of this together. We are in a good position, Prime Minister. I feel Aotearoa and our people are in a good position to make this happen. Weaving Te Titi o Waitangi into the work we do is a very good start, because we have a very diverse communities, and I am very proud to support all our whānau out there. But the Accord builds on significant work that has gone before, including the Statement of Government Intentions for an Improved Community-Government Relationship signed a decade ago. So we've been working on this for 10 years. And that was a government's commitment to strengthening relations between the community and government. Since then, many activities have happened. The establishment of the Office of the Community and Voluntary Sector. We've had 2 national community and government forums. The latest was November 2010, if my date's correct. The work of the Tangata Whenua Community and Voluntary Sector Task Force. Community policy on volunteering has been published. The non-government organisations of Aotearoa and Goa also put out a good intentions report, an assessment of the statement of government intentions. So we're very pleased we've actually gone from intentions to a real relationship, Prime Minister, and we look forward to sort of doing that. This is called as an important step to the journey of strengthening community and government relationships. We acknowledge the hard work for the many communities, organisations, individuals that have contributed to this work. So, kia ora koutou katoa. I shall now hand time over to Don. Kia ora.
So in developing the Accord, we talked to many groups up and down the country. We spoke to people here in Wellington, the leaders of national groups, and we were challenged by some of the thinking that we were doing, and we had discussions. During the consultation, we had a number of suggestions which we were able to pick up and put into the actions going forward. So one of the things that is part of the pathway going forward is looking at best practice and case studies. That was a suggestion that came from the floor in a number of meetings. Where do we do things well? What can we learn about that? And how can we make that best practice and roll it out? There are a number of government agencies that will be championing the Accord. DIA will be one, the Ministry of Health, Te Puni Kōkiri, but the Ministry of Social Development as well, the Ministry of Pacific Island Affairs and Sport and Recreation, which is great because it comes across a whole range of government activities. Over the next year, these agencies and community partners will build on the body of knowledge that we've got, the best practice, the case studies, in order to strengthen our relationships, building and promoting best practice in a low-key but deliberative manner. There will be a reference group that will be working to pick up this work and carry it forward, working with the Office for the Community and Voluntary Sector. We're hoping that the activities aren't just activities of the government departments and government agencies. It's a real opportunity for communities and community organisations as well. And we know a number of those people through the conversations we've had are ready and impatient for the next steps.
I want to really stand te mihi to those of you who have all been part of the steering group. Don, Kori, for your great leadership in this group, but also to those of you who have given so willingly of your time to participate in what I think is going to be really important work that will take us into the future if we have the government and our community organisations singing from the same song sheet to make sure that our waka is heading in the same direction. This is about building trusting relationships, actually, between the community and voluntary sector and the government. And I just want to say to you tonight that we are very, very committed to that, and we look forward to working with you. Tonight's a really great night for me also because I'm handing this work over to Minister Parata, who has very kindly agreed to carry this work forward over the rest of the year. So thank you, Minister. Thank you all for coming along tonight. Nā reira, tēnā koutou, tēnā tātou katoa.
I feel very privileged and humbled to be standing here tonight and to be part of this occasion. No one in this room needs to be told again how important this kaupapa is. No one in this room needs to be reminded of the issues we are facing as a nation, as departments, organisations, and even as individuals. But everyone here tonight can and should be applauded for their commitment to this accord, and quite simply, kia tūtahi, standing together. A sentence in the foreword of the Kia Tūtahi Steering Group's final report jumped out at me, and I did read the whole thing, not just that sentence. It reads, when government and community work well together, we all benefit. Through our combined effort to navigate the complex issues facing society. It is often said that it takes a whole village to raise a child, In days gone by, the well was often the centre. But what does the modern day village look like? And what is the modern day well at its centre? The Ngā Māori Papaponamu Ora Trust believe it is, or it can be, the school. After home, what is the most influential place in terms of children being able to achieve, to realise their dreams? It is school. Sadly, too many of our schools are isolated from the communities in which they stand. Our trust works with principals and staff in schools to identify where relationships, both within school and within the local community, are strong and where they are not so strong. We then work to identify what the gaps are and to work out ways to fill them. We just can't talk the talk. We actually got to walk it all the time.
I am honoured to be here today for the signing of the Kia Tūtahi, Standing Together, the relationship accord between the communities of Aotearoa, New Zealand, and the Government of New Zealand. I represent Sport Wellington, one of the 17 regional sports trust RSTs across the country. But today, as part of the accord signing, I'm also here as a member of one of the 97,000 not-for-profit organisations that help make up the valuable community and volunteer sector in this country. The wider sector represents 12 diverse subsectors, including culture, sport, health, social services and education, operating at national, regional and local levels. I see the relationship accord as a key step in the journey to strengthen the community-government relationships, as both groups value and respect the roles played in a country where communities form the heart of the nation. Sport Wellington and the RST network and thousands of community and volunteer sector organisations look forward to the embedding and implementation of the accord, which will provide a solid foundation for the future workings between community and government.
So, with that then, I invite the Prime Minister and Minister Tūtahi to the signing table to sign the accord.